Domestic property here. Customers got in contact because their heating's losing pressure. And between the time they contacted us and the time that I've come out on site, they've had to keep their filling loop open so the heating can actually work. Not the best idea in the world, constantly filling up your heating with water. It's a big leak, so let's get it. So when I first entered this property, you could tell that it's a beautiful one. Well, that reminds me of Del Boy and Rodney. Beautiful decor. And there's a load of radiators, 30 plus. A couple in here. There's a couple in here as well. Most of it's suspended flooring. And obviously the only access to the pipework is going to be us cutting the floor out. There's going to be a lot of walking around today. House is actually bigger than you think. This is the kitchen area. A few more radiators in here. Let's jump through this window. A couple in here as well. And it continues. How big this place is. There's an upstairs as well, but you would have thought you would see the water damage. Quick toilet break. Wash your hands, you filthy animal. Filthy animal fitted that. It's nice and pretty, not? I'll tell you what, this place isn't short of a few fireplaces. Get a couple of logs, get a fire going and warm the place up in no time. So walking around, there's nothing obvious, apart from this small amount of water on the floor here. Not the leak we're looking for, but it's coming from somewhere. So if we look up, this water always finds its route down. Handle's wet, keep going up. And there's a wet nut with some staining on it, some residue crust. We'll check that out in a bit. So I was walking around, I found some damp up in that corner with a bucket. Apparently it's associated with the roof and only leaks when it rains. Looks like there's a loft up there. Looks like some stairs. That door's got no handle on it. Customer said there's no pipe works up there, so we just have to take his word for it. And it, what was that noise? I swear I just heard something. Help me. Okay. Right, so we heard a noise of the leak around this area in the kitchen. And then we managed to identify that the leak was behind this unit, or underneath it. So we need to remove it. There we go. There's a lot of moisture down here. The floorboards are even starting to warp a little bit. There's so much moisture around here. And there's the leak. It's causing a lot of moisture in this area. Don't know how long it's been going on for. Probably a while. Looks like the fitting hasn't been tightened up properly. Water going everywhere, as you can see. Now we can use this well-placed drain cock to drain the rest of the water out the heating system.
Oh, another coffee, please.
If we go back round,
Milk and 1 sugar.
see how it's doing. Slowed down a lot now, so there's probably not as much water in there. Now I can think about disconnecting it and carrying out a repair. As you can see, the top nut is just swinging around. Doesn't look like it was tightened up when it was installed. Alright, there we go. The water's still really hot. It's a bit brown as well. Must be another plastic fitting back there. The way that pipe moved. We're going to retest it anyway after we carried out the repair. Make sure there's no more leaks. So we can get that top nut off. There we go. I'm going to try and do this with one hand. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Two-handed. Nope. Okay, let's just undo it. There we go, that's easier. Make sure the pipe works nice and clean. Put a new fitting on. Make sure it goes all the way. Tighten it up. Be a bit more careful with this one. Push that up. That went in nicely. Make sure they're both tightened up. That's the repair. So after a pressure test, we confirmed there's no more leaks. So we got the heating up and running again. Obviously we put inhibitor in it before we put the water in it. That leak's all dried up now. And look at this. An open-ended pipe which is connected to the pressure relief valve. So if the heating system pressure goes above 3 bar, this valve will open and discharge all the water until the pressure drops. Which is crazy to think about, as the filling loop was fully open when I arrived. That could have been a disaster. So the plumber installed the boiler, could have just run the pipe outside, drilled a hole through there, the way it should be installed. And yes, it was the same plumber who installed the plastic fitting. Now we go around, make sure the radiators are getting warm, which they were. As you can see, I'm very happy about that. Something's bugging me about this part of the house. Really wanted to get up in that loft. That chair just moving. I swear that chair just spun round. There's no one up here. It's just me. Oh, I must have been dreaming. So if we Nah, that's weird. Right, I'm out. Job's a good one. If you have a leak, let's get it.